all of these with price pools, and we're off. Zinc has 3 bombs and a piece of heart in Link's house.
So while in a normal seed, you see a lot of players starting with like the uncle drop. That's a really dangerous move in Enemizer because you have no idea what's in that tiny narrow hallway. Chloe's gonna do it anyway, though.
We've got a red crystal on desert, but the other 2 are normal crystals.
Got blue rupees from the tree pull. Not the worst thing to see early, but the bombs in Sanctuary will make it pretty unimportant. Nice blue mail from the uncle.
Ooh. Also for the bug. Yeah, there we go. Eastern was a regular crystal for the bomb tracker. I thought it was desert that was the 5-6. Anyway.
And we saw Lumberjack there, and it was just 20 rupees, so Aga won't be required for that. I can barely make out what's happening in Lost Woods.
Right.
The cloud cover is it's so intense.
Oh, hey. Fairy from the bunny. What even is that thing?
I call it the bunny. I think it does have an actual name, though.
Oh, Fire Rod. And Blind's Hut. And a sword.
Our early sword is very nice in Enemizer. Of course, it still doesn't help against, like, chain chomps and spike rollers and big spikes.
Okay, that is confirmed. The 5-6 is at Desert Palace. Alright, let's see what's in here. 20 rupees. $20. 20 rupees. Piece of heart. Piece of heart. Oh, goodness.
I'm not complaining.
60 rupees and half a heart.
Alright, it could be any enemy in this chicken house, and it's chickens. Who rolled this seed? How boring. But vanilla chickens? Come on. We can do better.
Oh, there's one steak thing, or pot thing.
The fake pot, yeah. Oh, there we go. Red guards right outside the shop. I like that better.
Oh. Gotta buy some bombs. Not a bad idea. $50. So a pretty garbage cack aside from the fire rod and the sword.
Yeah, fire rod and sword are nice, but you really expect more when you do that many checks.
Yeah, what is it? 13 checks in Kakariko?
At least 100.
Just a piece of heart on the library shelf.
Goomba smartly choosing to check the race game first.
And piece of heart there too.
In Enemizer, enemies being under bushes seems to be so much more likely.
Also, there's a mimic outside of Link's house. I don't know, I'm kind of digging this static link though.
Is it though? Is it really Link? I can't tell.
It's shaped like Link.
Oh, Frostbite getting bush guarded on his way to the race game item. Unfortunately, he didn't get to see what it was. He might just assume it was nothing and move on with his life.
Yeah, can we change audios, please?
Wait, why?
Because apparently chat saying that Frostbite has really fast beeps on.
Oh! For the people, clearly.
I mean, I have audio turned off. Also, I'm mostly vanilla mini Moldorm, wow.
So it looks like Hitsian is opting to go straight to front of escape.
We got a glove and mini Moldorm, and a bow! Oh my goodness. That cave was more hype than Kakariko.
Just casual Hinox hanging out in Hyrule Castle.
Well, you know, the nice thing about Hinox is they're pretty tough-looking enemies, but it just takes one bomb to kill them. Not sure how commonly known that fact is, but it is kind of interesting. The tree usually tells you in vanilla about that. Piece of heart. So, about Enemizer, it's usually not the best idea to try and fake flipper, which Goomba clearly agrees with me on, because goodness only knows what's in the water, and you get touched and die.
Yeah, many enemies are very difficult to avoid when you're trying to swim. Goomba headed to back of escape, and he finds Beamoses everywhere.
Very deadly back of escape. Ooh, hook
Nice
shot. And a flute. Oh my goodness.
Well, there's your new hype cave. Similar to why fake flippering is ill-advised, dark rooms are very, very dangerous for the same reason.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sometimes they're pretty doable, but like usually you want to try to avoid doing dark rooms in Enemizer. You never know when there's just going to be a spike roller. Because, you know, you can't see it!
You know, one of the people I used to work with elsewhere loved making just like the worst possible settings with Enemizer.
I refuse to play Enemizer with like shuffled damage.
He did like shuffled damage, like all the bees, and I don't know what else did he do. He did some crazy stuff. It also kind of ruined Enemizer for me, though.
So Goomba activates his flute and he heads straight to the mountain. He does decide not to try the Old Man Dark Room right now. Not a bad call.
I think there was one time where we had like a 45-minute escape sequence. That was interesting. Anyway, though.
Hitsian checking Agina's cave.
You know, I kind of like this play.
Yeah, it's definitely a difference maker. Most people will not check this for a long time. Goomba does find the mitts up on the mountain.
Oh man, that's horrible. Great, but horrible. Just bombs at Agina.
So, with the mitts and the hookshot, that would give Goomba access to everything on Dark Death Mountain, if only he had a Moon Pearl. So hopefully in Paradox Cave.
I mean, he can still do Super Bunny. It's not going to have the Moon Pearl, but it could have progression. Plus, Moon Pearl can be in Spiral or in Paradox Cave here. Or, you know what chat's probably hoping for, Moon Pearl on Pyramid. Mushroom, you want to do a fetch quest?
It could be the Moon Pearl. Gibdo in Paradox Cave. Unfortunately, Goomba does not have magic to kill him, so
I mean, he has Boomerang, which stuns him. Please. There it is!
Alrighty then.
So, that gives him Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, he'll be able to check everything over here.
I mean, we were kind of running out of locations for, like, progression for Moon Pearl anyway.
Do we know if we saw the map in Hyrule Castle?
Yes.
We did? Okay, so there's an item in Dark Cross.
I believe.
No, Saint Chest was 3 bombs.
Or not. Why am I calling? Just ignore me. Zelda Cell.
Oh, okay. Chloe, however, did have magic for that Goomba and took him out with one quick shot from the fire rod.
I don't know why Sync came to mind when I was thinking of Zelda Cell.
Because that's where Zelda lives.
Also Silvers.
Yeah, Silver's with the bow, very handy early on.
Not Hera, Deserts 5 or 6. Also, so Green Pendant Skullwoods, Pendants at Thieves Town, and Turtle Rock and Swamp was a 5-6.
Hitzian has decided that he can totally do this dark room. Let's see how true that is. The fire rod, he can light it up, which makes this so much simpler. Alright, he's made it to the last room. Now he is on Green Mel, so like one Chain Chomp will take him out. Very nicely done. Only 10 arrows for his reward. Goomba, however, finding the flippers in Hookshot Cave. That gives him access to Ice Palace. Fun?
Oh, yeah. Not to complete, but can access. Still needs a hammer to complete it.
Checking the medallion on Turtle Rock. It is Ether. To get in there. So Goomba's turning in this mushroom right after saving and quitting. I would expect him to soft reset if this isn't progression.
I mean, that's usually what I do. And there's the reset.
There we go.
What is he playing on?
Sometimes it doesn't line up quite well enough for you to actually do the soft reset, so it was nice there, having the flute.
I actually had to send in my SD to the other day because the USB port fell out of it.
That's not good.
Yeah, I found some soldering repair service online, and it was for like some Sony product, and I'm like, hey, you know, this should be similar in theory. Do you think you could fix it? They're like, I can try.
Yeah, I'm not really like a big computer repair person, but I'm pretty sure USB ports aren't supposed to come out.
So I let some people at SGDQ play with it, and I think that, yeah.
Oh. Did we learn our lesson, Math Girl?
Yes.
And that was the Quake medallion to get into Misery Mire. So hopefully we never find Ether. But Quake will be required. So Goomba headed to the Dark World north of Kakariko. He has the ability to full clear Skull Woods, assuming that the boss in there is killable, but on 5 hearts and the Fighter Sword, maybe something he might want to put off for later. And he is going straight south into Village of Outcasts. Chloe, however, is going back there. There are some bosses that aren't so bad in that room, but most of them are pretty horrible.
I mean, Blind is even worse than Mothula in the Mothula room, if you ask me.
And it looks like Frostbite did not check Spectacle Rock before heading over to East Death Mountain. He has the Moon Pearl, but he never got those mitts.
Look in Saha's closet.
Yeah, this might be a huge difference maker for Frostbite. He will eventually make his way over to the Spectacle Rock and get the mitts for Dark World access. But anything he finds over here will be stuff that the other players may put off for a while. Not too long, though, since they have the bow and logically accessible everything.
I mean, the boss of Eastern and the vanilla big key chest of Eastern are not in logic.
Right.
Without the lantern.
Eastern Palace looks so much scarier with those spikes. Chloe taking a death there. I think it was on purpose, but that's not a screen we're gonna see. And we're gonna see that screen quite a bit this run, I imagine. Goomba decides to do the boss of Thieves Town first and finds out it is just Landmo. Easy Silver's kill there.
Mm-hmm. So, what boss are you hoping for in the Mothula room?
For Chloe's sake, I really hope it's just Moldorm.
I'm kind of hoping for Blind.
Oh, that's so terrible.
I know.
It's almost so, unfortunately...
I thought helicopter Helma got fixed.
Nope. So not only is this boss completely doable for Chloe, but it's actually in logic to break this mask with bombs. It's a little rough on the moving floor, but without that tail attacking you, it's not that bad.
This is how my friend likes to kill Helma. There we go.
Nice fight from Chloe.
You know,
and Frostbite did find the Cane of Samaria in Eastern Palace.
That's nice. I kind of wish that the speed gaming tracker could mark which boss is in the dungeon.
Yeah, very relevant with the settings that we chose today because while every boss will be in the game, 3 of them will be doubled.
What boss was on Thieves Town, did you say?
It was Lan Molas. So once we've seen like 2 Lammo, we know that no more bosses will be Lammo, or whichever boss.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep track of them.
Goomba doing the arrow game. This is a very difficult game. He has to stand in one place and hit Y, and he gets easy 100 rupees. I think with the flippers in hand, he really wants to do the flipper check soon, and having rupees for Zora makes that so much better.
Nothing in Meyer said of worth. Oof. Chloe taking a death. I'm not sure where.
Death warping in Skullwiz, I think.
Oh. Okay.
So Frostbite's headed to the boss of Eastern. This could absolutely be a boss that he can't kill. And this is a very long trip through dark rooms just to find out whether or not you can even do the fight.
Yeah. Also, this next room can be quite treacherous, but not today.
Yeah, there's always tons of enemies in that room. Like, just one of them being a red guard makes your life so much worse.
I mean, there's 8 enemies in there in vanilla, so... 6 little jumpy guys and 2 red mimics. Or not mimics, Igors.
And it's vanilla Armos Knights in Eastern Palace. It's kind of nice when you got silvers on the bow. Oh, Goomba has a lamp. Hey, where'd you get that, Goomba? Where did he get that? Maybe Stumpy? I think it was Stumpy.
I have no idea. VOC? Oh.
Oh, the C-shaped house. Okay. So, Frostbite, his punish for not getting the mitts earlier isn't so bad. He got a crystal out of Eastern Palace. He got some progression there as well. Unfortunately, he's following that progression into Desert. And if this is boots locked, it's going to be a pretty significant time loss.
But if it's not, and it has a good item
then it's just another crystal. It's not so bad at all. Goomba doing the old man. Goomba's doing the old man, and it does look like a dark room you wouldn't have wanted to do in the dark. That spike, though.
Okay, so we're not key locked yet. It's locked yet. And it is not boots locked.
Sweet. Alright, Frostbite making the plays. Because he didn't make the other play. This would actually be very, very big if we found like the hammer here in Desert.
Not the best thing for him though. You know, like skip that bit for a while.
Off that bit for a little while longer. Yeah, very true. Chloe death warping out of Thieves Town after the first 4.
You know, I would check the torch just to make sure it's not a required item.
Did he not?
I didn't see him do it.
I mean, typically you'd go in there anyway just to see the hint. Maybe he was just getting the big chest first, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yep. That's horrible.
Aww.
Feels bad, Dad.
We find out that the Cane of Burna is on a boss.
Which we already knew.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. It's new information for him, right?
Oh, so that's the brewery where the lamp was.
Oh, the brewery, okay. So we've seen quite a few death warps so far. Has anybody actually just straight up died?
I haven't seen no die.
I think so. We've had some close calls.
Oh, apparently Frost did.
Oh, poor Frost. So Frostbite once again is taking a very long trek to a boss that he does not know if he can kill.
But
if he can kill it, then it's totally fine, right?
I mean, what are the odds it's not killable?
Let's see. He cannot kill Trinex. Is that it? I'm crazy. I think that's it. So? He probably doesn't want to fight Helmasaur, but he can.
Helmasaur's not that bad. Come on now.
I think Itzian disagrees with you.
I mean, yes, in this room, it's horrible, but in other rooms, no, not really. And it's vanilla!
Vanilla Lammo. So this is our second Lammo fight, so we will not see Lammo again in any other boss room. Oh, and Hitzian runs out of bombs on Helmasaur. Without the hammer, he is unable to finish the fight and has to take a death. And now Frostbite, still without the mitts, gets his second crystal.
So we are guaranteed to find a Trinex at some point, you said, right?
That's right. There is at least one Trinex.
But it could be in, like, the, Tower.
Yeah, it could be in GT. Trinex can appear in both the Ice Armos room and the Lammo 2 room. And there might be 2 Trinexes.
Yeah. Searcher, because it's a full shuffle, so you'll see each boss at least once somewhere in the game, and then 3 of them at random a second time.
Yeah, it's the same way that bosses are laid out in the vanilla game, where you see 3 Lammo, Armos, and Moldorm. Or sorry, 2 Lammo, Armos, and Moldorm. But only 1 of each of the others. They're just moved around.
And the 3 boss fights that are doubled up are not guaranteed to be Lammo, Armos, and
right.
Moldorm.
Yeah, that differentiates it from the I forget the naming. I think it's like basic boss shuffle or normal boss shuffle.
Searcher, no, it's just, this is a different type of setting.
Yeah, so we say Enemizer to refer to like all the Enemizer settings at once, but there's actually like 4 different options that you can pick and choose.
Oh, there's a heck of a lot more if you use the separate
I meant like... Oh, right, yeah.
There's like dozens of them.
Yeah, no, like there's what kind of boss shuffle do you want? What kind of enemy shuffle do you want? What kind of damage shuffle do you want? Which kind of palette shuffle? Frostbite taking another death. Unfortunate.
But if anybody wants a real challenge, use the separate interface and turn on every single setting and max it out and set it to standard.
Looks like Frostbite is headed over to Zora.
Ooh.
This is the light world, right? Yeah, this is totally the light world.
Yeah. Chat telling us that Saha had the powder.
Oh, fun. Powder's actually like a really powerful weapon in Enemizer. Antifairies are a very common enemy to find in places you really don't want to see an Antifairy. So at this point, I have to think that Frostbite is not aware that he skipped the Spectacle Rock Cave. Because that's a much less horrible check than walking all the way to Zora like this.
I mean, he's gonna realize eventually.
Yeah, he'll figure it out. Goomba doing Zora as well, but a little bit more efficiently with those flippers.
So, just a love lesson from Zora.
You gotta think Zora's probably a pretty good teacher in the art of love, right? How many kids he has. Teach me your ways! I don't see any other big fish. Well, except for catfish.
I mean, they can reproduce amongst themselves properly.
Alright, Frostbite's headed up to Spectacle Rock Cave, where he will find his mitts. He can't feel too bad about this, though, because him not getting the mitts means that he got those 2 crystals pretty quick.
Why did he place a bomb up there? I guess just to bomb the hen.
Oh, I do that all the time by accident. Like you do step 3 before step 2.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start using the sprite Goomba uses.
The vomit link?
Hey, at least it doesn't look like crap like some of the sprites do with blue and red mail.
I mean, if you really want to be like the patrician sprite chooser, there's really only one option after all.
What?
The maiden.
Eh.
We call her Joan, and she is awesome. Chloe using that cane of Berna to great effect, getting through that dark room. 1.5 hearts remaining.
See, the reason I like going with more traditional size Link is that, you know, just easier to bomb jump and stuff. Easier to see your visual cues.
The maiden's the same size. And she's cuter.
She's evil though.
So Goomba taking a death warp off that Hinox. Hinox was a pretty nice enemy to find there because most things don't do a lot of damage to Red Mail. Chloe takes a deep breath before finding out that this is just vanilla Armos.
And just shield on the pyramid ledge.
Hitzian wants that shield. Hitzian needs that shield. It'll protect him from so many things.
For the tracker on top, you might want to mark mitts on Frostbite.
Yeah, it did take him a while, but he did find those mitts eventually. Goomba and Chloe both headed to Desert simultaneously. While Hitzian finishes up this catfish route. But what does Frostbite do? Gotta be Skull Woods, right?
3.
I bet he goes Skull Woods.
Like
So Catfish pays out 20 rupees, and Hitzian does not save and quit. He's headed back south. I think we're gonna see Palace of Darkness. Assuming he doesn't die. Oh my god. Why, Mimic? Why?
Powder was on Saha.
Hitzian has a long and dangerous trek ahead of him. He has red mail, but one heart is still one heart.
Yeah.
Chloe also finding out.
On a boss. Thanks, game.
Yeah, Chloe and Goomba both saying that Master Sword. Ah. Hitzian smartly knows where all the fairy caves are and gets that full heal before heading into the dungeon.
Yeah, knowing where fairies are is very useful.
Frostbite wishes he had the powder. But he's good. Canis Maria, OP. Still wishes he had the powder, oh my god. Well, one of the fun things about Boss Shuffle is that the Ice Rod is alive, right? Because until you know where all the bosses are, you gotta be thinking you're gonna find a Trinex eventually.
I mean, you're guaranteed to have to kill 9 bosses that could be Trinexes.
Right.
There's another 4 that you potentially might have to kill. So the odds are pretty high that you're going to have to kill Trinex.
Right. Especially when you think, like, Trinex might be one of the double bosses, too.
Yep.
So where is this darn hammer? It looks like
Probably in vanilla.
Yeah, our main choices right now are Palace of Darkness and maybe Ice Palace. Ice Palace, pretty gross though. So I'd expect everybody to go
vanilla.
Huh?
Okay, call it vanilla.
In the big chest exactly, or just in pod in general?
In pod. So French vanilla, I guess. But yeah. Hammer lights hanging out in there. Also, fun fact, you don't have to kill Stalfos with the bomb. You can just keep slashing him till he dies. It takes quite a while, though. Yeah.
Pod is not paying out yet, but, you know, typically you find a lot of keys in the front and all the items are just in the back. Frostbite starts his Helmasaur fight. And only 2 hearts left. This is going to be rough. He tried placing the bombs. Oh, and hits you and gets a Master Sword. It makes his life a little easier. Master Sword bow locked in Palace of Darkness. He'll take a Death Warp here to get back to the front, seeing as how he has no hammer. Babe, 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 babe. Alright, Frostbite decides Helmasaur is not what he wants to do right now, and takes a walk out of Skullwoods. Can't blame him for that. Two ball and chain guards guarding this chest. Hits in, grabs it though. Oh, Lionel! Lionel! Multiple Lionels in this room, wow. I think that was 3. There's 3 Lionels in that room. Wow, that's incredible. Hits you down to 2 hearts here in pod. Oh no! Guards! This might be the end. Yeah. That's rough. It's rough for Hitsian. You never know what enemy's going to be there, and the blue guard with the sword held up, he's pretty fast. Not the end of the world, though. You gotta expect that everybody else in the race is gonna die at some point, too. And of course, we know as the all-seeing observer that, yes, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Hitsian has his sword charged and ready to go this time, but the blue guard's still too fast. Stops him from spinning. And he finds a tempered sword. 2 swords in Palace of Darkness. And that's all the swords, actually, because we know that the 4th one is going to be on Desert Torch. Tempered Sword, of course, is super handy in general, but even more so in Enemizer, where you don't know what enemies you're going to find. Most things die to a single Tempered Swipe. And we find the mirror in the dark maze. And the hammer in its vanilla location! Thank you so much, RNG, for this completely vanilla hammer. Yeah, sorry, I had a phone call. It's okay, I'll talk to them later. I'm busy right now. We got an Enemizer race going on. Goomba is doing his modular room Helmosaur as well. He'll have a bit of an easier time, though, getting here with 11 full hearts. Doesn't even have to throw the bomb, just walk up to the boss. Nice. So Hitzian, with the advantage, he finds Mirror and Hammer in Palace of Darkness. Totally the play. And as long as it's not Trinux back here, he'll be able to full clear it.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back, Math Girl. Things happened while you were gone.
Oh?
Yeah. Like, people found stuff and fought things. It was exciting. I'm sorry you missed it.
What all bosses were found, if any?
No new bosses yet, but Hitzian found the hammer in the big chest of Palace of Darkness, as well as the mirror in the Dark Maze.
Yeah, Hammer likes hanging out in Pod.
Hitzian tells us it is Argus here in the back of Pod. Not so hard when you got that hook shot and Tempered Sword. Oh yeah, and Hitzian found Tempered Sword.
Where were the swords?
2 swords in Palace of Darkness. Pod was value. All value.
I mean, gotta live up to the name of Palace of Value.
And our 5th item, a heart container. Not a bad pod.
So wait, which enemy was that on the boss of Pod?
Argus.
Okay.
Alright, Frostbite also making his way into Pod. He will find all the goodies that Hitzian just found. Of course, Hitzian has not been to Eastern and Desert yet. So he'll have some catching up to do on that front while everybody else is finding their way to Pod. Unfortunately, no boots. So he also won't be able to get that sword off the porch unless he makes a detour.
You know, what could be funny would be like Pedestal having the ice rod.
Yeah, always a possibility.
Emmer was vanilla.
I think we shouldn't worry about it too much until we actually see the Ether Medallion, though. So far, we haven't found a single medallion. Not even Bombos.
Vince, this is Enemizer, though. Also welcome.
Yeah, well, with the bosses being shuffled, the boss of Turtle Rock could be anything but Lambo at this point.
Yep. Moldrum 2 can't have Trinex, but at that point, unless Trinex is just on Armos and that's not required, Trinex would be a boss you'd have to face.
Yeah, that's true, actually. If that's right on the pedestal. It's probably not on the pedestal, though. Stop trying to scare the chat. You're gonna give people nightmares.
Oh, come on, you know they like it.
I mean, if there is anything on pedestal, it's probably the Quake medallion, right?
I really want that ice rod on Ped.
It would be pretty amusing. All of our runners do have the book, except for Hitzian, who will find it shortly. So maybe somebody will do an early Ped check for us.
Sword. Oh, that's one of the swords we found, right?
Yeah, this is old hat. It's not even exciting anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes this happens even in a big race like this, where everyone's doing something we've already seen. So I don't have nearly as much to talk about. Hopefully, somebody like dies or something, and then we can hype that up. We could pretend to hype stuff. What do you think, Math Girl?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Hitzian chicken back at the hospital. Oh my god, he found the book! 20 rupees and 10 arrows! Hitzian making the plays, getting the items! He could check Ped, he could check Ether Tablet, and with that mirror, he could even check Bombo's tablet. But I think he's probably gonna go to Desert and get that crystal. What do you think, Math Girl?
Probably. That'll be exciting.
Seems like a good call.
So, does this mean we actually know where all 4 swords are?
We do. The last sword is on that torch in Desert. Nobody's found the boots yet, though, so maybe we will never get it. The boots could be on Bombo's tablet, which I think Hitzian... No, Hitzian's going Swamp. Oh my god, this is actually hype. This is a new place. We have not seen this.
Ooh, baby.
Of course, finding the butter sword isn't really a big deal when you already have temper. But, you know, it's nice. Some things do take 2 hits from temper. That'll take only 1 from butter sword. Frostbite doing the hammer jump here. So the reasoning for wanting to do the hammer jump here is that it saves you from having to death ward out of the dark maze. But Frostbite's just gonna find the mirror. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, right, he doesn't have the lamp. This is absolutely terrifying. Beep, 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 beep. Gosh darn it, Frostbite. Why do you do this? Alright, Frostbite makes it all the way to the top left chest and is able to mirror out of the dark maze. And he's going back in. I think he's gonna head to the boss. We'll take a death orb first, though, just to get a few more hearts.
There we go. Just saved everybody's ears.
Thank you. And the southern chest here in Swamp Palace is the Ether Medallion. So that puts, assuming it's not Trinex, that puts Pedestal in Logic. Unless I'm missing something, but I don't think I am.
Yep, I think you're right. As long as no vanilla Trinex.
This is very exciting. Frostbite headed towards Helmosaur's room. I don't recall what enemies were in the turtle room, but there's 6 enemies, whatever they're going to be, and he has to do those in the dark.
Oh gosh. That's scary.
It's seen checking the waterfall chest.
Oh, they were just simple enemies.
Oh, that's not so bad. And he found the torch to show him the way.
Always a relief. And there's our vanilla hammer.
Yep. And while Frostbite heads to his Argus fight, we get to find out what the boss of Swamp is. Mothula! Mothula is by far the easiest boss in every single room in the game, except for his own.
Yep.
So Hitzian gets the Ether Medallion out of Swamp Palace. Probably not what he was looking for. Does he go back in? He does not. I don't know if there was stuff on the left side or not, though. Hitzian making the other play, heading right into Ice Palace now. This makes a lot of sense, though, right? Because Desert might be boot slot from his point of view. Where Ice Palace, he could definitely full clear. Oh, maybe he'll do flipper checks first. Yeah, a little surprising that he didn't grab Bombo's tablet out of Swamp like that. And although it's not marked on the tracker, Hitzian does have the Kingdom Samaria. I believe that was in Eastern Palace. So the bomb jump, not absolutely necessary for him to do here. Ice Palace usually ends up being like a pretty dangerous dungeon in Enemizer. There's just so many rooms that have lots of enemies. And enough of those enemies turn into something awful and you have a bad time.
Big piece.
And Vimo says, no! You shall not pass!
Something interesting about IQDJ, if you have Samaria and you're gonna full clear, there's no real point in doing the bomb jump unless you can do it quickly first try.
Yeah, absolutely. The bomb jump in that situation would save you 2 screen transitions, but wouldn't actually sequence break anything. There are situations where like the 3 items in the dungeon are all available like really early, and you have to like go to Ice Tea to get the big key, in which case it would save you a lot more time. But it's not necessary if you have the cane. Did Hitsian die in Ice Palace and I totally missed it? He must have.
I'm not sure. I had something I had to take care of real quick.
I've already seen this part. Fast forward. Frostbite's headed to the left side swamp. I don't remember seeing Hitsian do this. Oh, he's not headed to the left side swamp. I'm mistaken. He's still in the beginning. Maybe he'll go to left side swamp. It's with the enemies being all different. Sometimes it's really hard for me to tell. He did go to left side swamp? Okay. Spike's helping Hitsian out immensely. Helping kill that Gibdo quicker. Oh, he did die. Okay. And Hitsian is choosing to do the bomb jump. Maybe not a call that most people would make, but he seems to be pretty good at it. It's just, you know, on such few hearts. Why take the risk?
I mean...
Oh god, Lionel!
Honestly, I've just done it so much that I just don't even think about it anymore. Oh god.
Red mail's handy.
Very.
Looks like Frostbite is also choosing to skip left side. For now. And Guma heads into swamp as well, and I think Chloe right behind. There's a unique item in Turtle Rock. I sure hope it's the vanilla ice rod. It's actually been kind of a friendly ice palace so far. The only bad room being that compass room with the Igor.
Have we actually found anything in Ice Palace yet?
No, not yet. We found the big key and 2 small keys. Frostbite taking down the big bug. Snagging his compass, which does confirm that there is at least one item locked behind left side.
Oh boy.
Oh, Hitsian getting trapped by the big spike. Can you do it?
You can hookshot this.
I think he's gonna try triggering the spike to go up. Very carefully. Oh my god. It didn't do him any good though, because he couldn't get back fast enough. There we go. Nicely done. And Frostbite is going back in the dungeon, but just to check the big chest.
Alright.
Oh, I missed the Freezor chest from Hitsia. I assume it was nothing, because nobody's yelling at me.
It wasn't anything.
And we're getting a Bombos tablet chip from Frostbite.
And it is just a heart container. Oh, was it half magic?
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, Hitzian taking a death though while headed to the fairy room. I assume that's where he was going.
I thought I saw nothing there, but yeah, I'm remembering a different seat.
Icebell is not being nice today. Alright, Chloe's making the play. Chloe's checking left side for us. It was friendly, it's just not anymore, okay?
It was friendly till it wasn't.
Goomba, our third player to decide that the item lock on left side swamp not worth his time. Will Chloe prove them all wrong? We got a map. This could be it, right here. The boots. Show me the boots.
50 rupees.
Aww. Alright, nobody getting punished by left side except for Chloe. Goomba finding our very first bottle an hour and 8 minutes into the seed.
Oh gosh, Boots, it's a kid?
Let's do it. I believe. Do you believe, Math Girl?
I do.
Show me them boots. Ba ba da ba 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 ba. Bombs.
Aww.
Why?
Also, Goomba has a bottle for the bottom tracker.
Looks like Goomba is headed over to ice. Yep, looks that way. Not sure why he didn't just flute. I don't know. Sometimes you just forget. Oh yeah, the flute's a thing. Alright, Hitzian makes his way back to where he died, opting not to go up to the fairy room this time, although he inadvertently triggered this Freezor to spawn.
Also, Freezors hit like a truck.
Yeah, they hurt. Okay, he's still alive. He's still alive.
How long, though, depending on what boss this is.
Just not trying to. Vitreous, not even close to the worst thing he could have found with those silver arrows. I'm sure he is very relieved to see Vitreous right now. Unless the beam steals his arrow. Okay, we're fine. We're good. Hitzian takes down the big eye.
So, aside from Landmo, we've only seen one of Armos, Argus, Moth, Homa, and Vidi.
Yep. I think, did Hitzian skip Ice-T chest? I don't remember him doing it. But I also don't remember him finding other items, so I don't know if there's an item there or not. He did get 3 items? Okay. So it was just a gamble. He was just hoping that it wasn't an Ice-T chest.
Pretty much.
It's kind of a dangerous gamble, right?
Eh. Oh, is Tetsuya making the play to Hera?
It does look that way. I imagine he'll definitely do Hera first, but probably Turtle Rock right after. He got that information that there is a unique item in Turtle Rock.
So here's the dangerous part about Turtle Rock. It's a very long dungeon. And there's no guarantee that it's not a vanilla Trinex.
Well, on the plus side, it is a pendant, so if it is vanilla Trinex and he doesn't have the ice rod, it's unlikely that Ped's going to be required.
Yeah, but there's still that risk. But yeah, I can understand the play to Turtle Rock. It's just a little terrifying. Yeah, that's true. Plus, he's lacking in health. 7 hearts, but he is in Red Veil.
The fun thing about Turtle Rock and Enemizer is that because in the vanilla game, Turtle Rock focuses a lot more on like really dangerous enemies instead of just lots of enemies. It makes it typically easier than normal in Enemizer.
Unique. Oh, Graveyard Ledge is a unique item.
Oh my goodness. He may opt to leave after Hera then, and go grab Graveyard Ledge before going back to Turtle Rock.
Potentially.
It's not a big time loss for him to do that since he has the hook shot to go up the right side. Chloe following our other runners into Ice Palace. It finds that left side swamp pin. It's kind of nice when you skip left side swamp. A little load off your mind. And we have a second Vitreous in Tower of Hera. That is 2 of our doubled bosses marked off.
So, let's see. We haven't seen Volgorm. We haven't seen...
Trinex and Cold Stare.
Trinex.
Or
Trinex,
Blind.
Trinex, Cold Stare, Blind, or Moldorm.
So Hitzian has bugged the fight. Vitreous refused to advance to his next phase and was just spamming lightning.
So we've got, let's see, 5 more. Yeah, that makes sense. We've got 2 doubled up. We have another double up left. And then a 4 bosses.
And Hitzians has decided to leave the mountain after Tower of Hera, likely to grab Graveyard Ledge, and hopefully taking him somewhere other than Turtle Rock. Ether was in the south chest in Swamp Palace. Did Goomba not get that? Whoa.
What item was it?
Ether to open Turtle Rock. I'll have to see a menu. It's possible that it just got missed by the tracker, or like sometimes the tracker bugs out and doesn't update properly.
According to someone in one of them earlier, apparently the tracker was being laggy. Hey, to be fair, the tracker is a lot better than it used to be when I started tracking.
Oh, really?
That thing, every single time you'd have to press it at least a half dozen times before it registered.
Alright, Hitzian checking that unique item in Graveyard Ledge. We find...
Bombos.
Not helpful. I mean, it's helpful,
nice.
But not helpful.
It was pretty awful, Jen.
Okay, Goomba does have the Ether Medallion. As does Frostbite.
But
okay,
yeah,
so I mean that's a pretty common chest though for people to accidentally skip the south chest in Swamp.
Oh.
I would not be surprised to see that happen to somebody.
Yeah, we haven't seen a pet check, have we?
We have not. Nobody had the mirror when they did Mothula's room. Although
Ice Fraud or the Quake could be on there.
Frostbite and Hitzian both have not finished Skullwoods yet, so maybe later. It is a pendant though, so they may never go back. Hitzian's making the play though and headed into Turtle Rock. We know that there's a unique item in Turtle Rock. At this point we have to think like probably the boots, right?
Potentially.
But what we're really looking for at this point is that Quake Medallion.
You know, answer me something. Like, I know Nintendo's made a lot of questionable game design flaws, but why would you make a design that clearly would just be horrible on anyone's eyes? Like Ether.
What?
Ether.
Oh, you don't like the Ether animation?
It just burns.
You know, I never really noticed it. Alright, Frostbite taking down his second Viddy fight. I'd expect him to make the same play that Hitzian made and go check that unique item in Graveyard Ledge real quick before heading up to Turtle Rock. That seems to be what he's doing. Turtle Rock, like when you walk into Turtle Rock, you are committing to going all the way to Laser Bridge. So if the Quake Medallion is just in Graveyard Ledge, it's you know, you really don't want to have to have done Turtle Rock first.
Yeah. Yeah, no, especially not just a regular pendant. Turtle Rock.
Goomba gets his Bombos Medallion as well. Oh, Chloe running into trouble here. No!
Impressive.
Freezors are really awkward to try and kill. Because they walk faster going in one direction or the other. So it's hard to get a bead on them, you know?
Oh, look keep our Goombas going, this is gonna be Turtle Rock's his last dungeon before, you know, he's out of dungeons he can complete. Or even touch, really, for that matter. I mean, he's done everything except Mire and Turtle Rock, and he doesn't have Quake.
I don't think we've seen the back of Thieves Town yet either. We saw the boss, but I don't think anybody actually went to the back because they didn't have the hammer.
Oh, that's a good point.
And as far as I know, we haven't seen hammer pegs or purple chest. I think we did see the blacksmith, though. There's something else. I know there's something else we haven't done. Checkerboard. We haven't seen checkerboard. Just Pod.
Yes,
Pod was hiding everything.
Mire.
I'm sorry?
I was answering something in chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we saw Mire shed. Oh, the hint in the front of Thieves, or the front of Turtle Rock was don't do Mimic Cave. But that was over 2 minutes ago. Does Hitsian remember? He does. Okay. Good job. You're better than I am. Right, we also have not seen Magic Bat. So while there is definitely a unique item here in Turtle Rock somewhere, it may not be the one we're looking for. Still lots of things.
We're probably looking for an ice rod. There's a very strong possibility that it's required at this point.
Yeah, pretty good.
Boots.
It is the boots.
Well, there's the unique item.
Yeah, that definitely satisfies the hint tile. There can be more than one, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, spike roller!
But there's not guaranteed to be.
Hitsian gets rolled by the spike roller. Thankfully, he did go outside to check the big chest, so not that far of a walk back. I bet he wishes that he had that Cane of Burna on a boss. Although I don't think he has that information, though, because that was Desert Hint. Alright, switching to his hook shot prematurely this time. He is prepared. He misses the turn. Uh-oh.
Ow.
He misses the turn again. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
This is unfortunate.
This is not good. This is not good. Oh, God. No.
Hook shot's a little early. Misses the turn again. He's gonna get it on this pass. This one, right here. You got it. You got it. Down. Ow.
Don't die. Don't die.
Drink that potion.
He's got a blue goo.
Do what you gotta do. Nice hookshot clip there. Unfortunately, he still takes damage. Alright, he has made it. He's fine now, you guys. Everybody stop freaking out. It's fine.
I mean, that was pretty much guess.
It was. Some players say dash skips are harder on Palette Shuffle, but Hitsian is showing no problem.
I mean, this palette shuffle hasn't been as bad as it usually is.
I would expect him to take the safety door here, but there was an anti-fairy in the way.
Was Frostbite just a fish as a bunny?
Oh, I didn't see.
Okay then. And yes, in this mode there will always be one Trinex. And it's blind.
That's our first blind.
So odds are really high at this point that we need that ice rod.
Alright, Goomba's headed to the spike roller. Let's see if he fares better. He has a lot more hearts than Hitzian.
Said not necessarily. It might be... sorry. It might be on Ice Armos.
Yeah, the only situation where we don't fight Trinex Seed is if there's only one Trinex, he's on Ice Armos, and we don't have to kill it. Unfortunately, Hitzian taking a death to blind, and without the safety door, he's going to have to walk all the way back. But it looks like he's opting to say, I don't care. I don't care anymore, game. I'm going somewhere else. I got my boots. You can't make me pull ped.
You know, Goomba's almost done with his third pendant, though, so... It looks like he's taking the safety door.
He'll do like the boots checks first for sure. But I would expect him to do ped after if we don't find Quake Medallion.
I mean, if you're going through all that effort, you really ped.
Oh, you want him to pull it anyway, even if he finds Quake?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he will, though.
We're still missing Ice Rod.
I feel like Goomba is the consummate professional, right? He's not going to do things just for the fun of it. It has to have a purpose. But you're right, it could be the Ice Rod on pedestal.
Chat's gonna go wild if that's required.
Alright, Hitzian finally makes his way into Desert Palace, and unlike the other three runners who went there, he's got the boots and picks up his butter sword. I doubt that any of other players will end up getting that. Although they have the option when they're doing Mire, they can mirror over and grab it real quick.
So, does anybody know if the Mire boss room can have the ice or the Trinex?
You know, I don't think I've ever seen Trinex there.
I've heard that it can't. So there's a 50-50 chance, not including an item being behind, like the big key being behind Ice Armos or something, that, yeah, it's gonna be required. Because it's either gonna be Ice Armos or it's gonna be Landmo 2.
And it's actually a little higher than 50-50 because we still don't know what our third doubled boss is. It could just be 2 Trinexes in GT, right?
Oh, that's true.
Frostbite headed to blind as well, and with a few more hearts than Hitzian had, I think he'll be able to take him down.
You know, I honestly find it really nice when Lumberjack has a required early game item.
Yeah, you know right away, okay, go do Ega. And I'm definitely going to find the boots this seed.
Yeah, and it's going to be early.
Alright. Trinex room blind, only having a piece of heart, but that is the first... Oh, that's only the first pendant Frostbite found. Darn it! Alright, Goomba's going to do it for us, though.
Oh, you know what I miss? We're getting up to check.
Oh, yeah. So where were all these hearts that Hitzian that Hitzian doesn't have?
I have no idea. But blind pet pole.
Very exciting. It could be the ice rod. It's no, wait, no, it can't.
It's probably gonna.
It could be the Quake medallion.
It could be ice rod. It's just not likely.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's other places we haven't been.
It's the single arrow.
You know, I say this all the time, but I'm gonna say it one more time. That's basically go mode, right? I mean, you find a single arrow, like you could basically go kill Ganon. Alright, Hitsuya not gonna be punished for that death to blind. Good news for him.
But like I was saying, I miss when we could actually see the submitted clips. Like, that used to be a thing.
Looks like Goomba's headed to Pyramid Fairy. Oh, another location we haven't seen. Nice damage boost to be able to dash with the bomb. He's often trying to do the bomb dupe here. A little dangerous in Enemizer, but if you remember where all the enemies are, he gets it, no problem. Find bombs and arrows. Okay. Alright, we still have purple chest, the magic bat. What else?
Checkerboard.
Checkerboard cave, yeah. What a scene.
Oh. Apparently checkerboard cave was garbage.
Oh, and the back of Thief Sound, which Frostbite is headed into now.
It should be interesting.
He may leave after the first 4 because he still hasn't checked all the options in Village of Outcasts yet. Nope, he's going to the back. Right to the boss.
Toy? Your southern accent kind of came out there for a second.
Oh, what? What'd I say?
Just like when you said in the back, it just came
out. In the back. Alright, here comes the hammer pegs. Goomba, is this the play? Did you find it? Is it the Quake medallion? Only time will tell. Goomba!
It is!
Oh my god.
That's not go mode, though.
That is not go mode for Goomba.
Well, it might be, but there's a very strong possibility it's not.
It's possible. I'm gonna start a petition to replace the guaranteed boots hit with a guaranteed ice rod hit.
Why not have one of each?
Oh, because it'd be overpowered, right?
Not really.
Okay, alright. Oh, never mind. Go mode! Go mode! Goomba finds the ice rod on Magic Bat. Unfortunately, Hitsuya and Frostbite both are missing that powder. Although they, I'm not sure if either of them actually lost the mushroom.
I know Hitsuya did reset, or at least I'm pretty sure he did. I remember somebody had a weird menu when they reset.
That was Goomba, I think.
Was it?
I think so.
Oh.
It was like all blue and like translucent.
Yeah.
Maybe this could see it. Always a fun room in Meyer, this very first one. Stealing my sword beams. Chloe gets the boots out of Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, we know there's nothing more in here. Chloe, not knowing that, though, will find a spike roller. And it's Godmire when we're go-moding Misery Mire. This never happens for me.
Oh boy.
Looks like Hitzian will likely do Pyramid Fairy. He might do Bombo's Tablet on the way, though. I don't think he's done that yet. Yeah, he's headed down there. Oh, up to K45.
Green goo. Also, Moldorm.
So we still don't know what our third double boss is.
Yeah, it can't be Landmo, and it can't be... What was the other one? Biddy? Yeah, Biddy.
Right. So of the three bosses in Ganon's Tower, one will definitely be Cold Stare, one will definitely be Trinex, and one can be anything other than Landmo and Biddy.
Yep.
Of course, Goomba does have his Ice Rod, so he's not worried. He can kill anything the game chooses to throw at him. We're headed up to Ganon's Tower. And in Ganon's Tower, guys, there are 22 chests that can have the big key that Goomba needs to finish this game. If you'd like to take a guess at which chest Goomba will find that key in, do so now.
Actually, you know what? I rescind my thing of 22. I want
I
it
see you
behind
typing 22. I see you typing 22. You want to see the Ice Armless boss? Me too.
Though it probably will be 22 at that point. I don't know. No, because they have Ice Rod. It won't matter, but that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, we need to know. So Hitzian made his way to Hammerbags, and it looks like he found that Quake medallion. Unfortunately, without the powder, he decided not to do Magic Bat. So the Ice Rod's still a big question mark for him. He may opt to just go mode Meyer and hope that he just finds the Ice Rod on the way or doesn't find a Trinex. But it's pretty likely we're going to see Trinex at this point. Other players in the same boat, except for Chloe, who did have the powder and thus did get the Ice Rod. This could be a pretty huge difference maker if Trinex ends up being required.
I mean, yeah, I could. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you always save scum the mushroom. Unless you already have powder. But, yeah.
I don't know, I think maybe in that situation I wouldn't even do Magic Bat, though, if I had to burn all my magic. Because, like, my next stop is Meyer and I need magic to get in, and it's like, oh my god. Goomba feels behind. You know, it's really probably, yeah. Like he's done every boss in the game. Alright, we find the big key in Rando Room. Rando Room was the play.
I mean, if Trinex isn't on land mode 2, then we'll know it was in the basement.
I have no idea what chest number that was. I did the announcement of the game. Math Girl was supposed to count.
I wasn't aware of this.
You are named Math Girl. I think counting is your forte, right?
I mean, I could make a joke about how mathematicians aren't necessarily the best at arithmetic. We really aren't at times. Like, I have legitimately met a mathematics PhD student who didn't know her multiplication tables. I was as shocked as you probably are, but yeah. It's like, how do you make it to your PhD program in mathematics without knowing your multiplication tables? What the heck?
Itzian makes it to the boss of Meyer, and glad to not see Trinex, but still kind of worried about it. So it is possible that Trinex was just in Ice Armor's room, and this will be a completely different boss here in Lambo 2. But if it's Trinex, Itzian and Frostbite are in a pretty dangerous position.
Come on, let it be. Nope. Well, actually, yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Trinex required to finish the game. Poor Hitzian and Frostbite.
I mean, there was over a 50-50 chance of it being...
Did Chloe not get the Ice Rod? I guess I just assumed it before because they had the powder.
Guess not. Chloe's a he?
I don't know. I said they. Don't even gotta finish the fight. Just leave, Goomba says. Just leave. Alright, these are the rooms where the Bombos medallion starts looking pretty good.
Oh, this is gonna feel so bad when the other three get up there.
Chloe's gonna min you here in a second. Nope, no ice rod for Chloe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Goomba says, that's too many guards. Let's bombos. Powder coming in handy once again. Not only does it get you an ice rod, but it gets anti-fairies out of the way. So this is really unfortunate for our other three runners. None of them have that ice rod.
You know what else is unfortunate? They're probably gonna do the entire basement before they leave.
Looking for it. Absolutely.
So, are we gonna get Cold Stare, or are we going to get the repeat boss on Moldorm 2?
I think it's gonna be Cold Stare. It's always Cold Stare.
I kinda hope it's the repeat boss, just so that we... Nope, it's Cold Stare.
So it is a mystery boss at Ice Armos.
Well, I know for a fact Chloe and Frostbite don't have Ice Rod. I'm not sure about Tetsuyan.
He does not.
Nope, all three of them do not.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that Chloe didn't opt to do Magic Bat right after, because they do have the powder.
Meanwhile, Goomba's on to Agatu. That's a 1. That's a 0. This is probably going to be at least a double. Yep. 1, 0, 2. Probably another double. 1, 0, 2, 2.
I thought you weren't good at counting. What happened?
1, 0, 2, 2, 1. I never said I wasn't. Petitions generally aren't. Actually, that's probably one of my weakest points.
Goomba takes down Agatu and about to start his fight with the Big Pig. Now, we spent a lot of magic on the Cold Stare fight, but with Silvers and the Tempered Sword, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yep. Oh boy. Tetsuya's gonna get bad news soon. He's in fact not in go mode.
And that does it for phase 3. 4 silver arrow shots. There's number 1. Misses the torch glitch, but who cares? We got silvers.
And GG.
Nice. Double to finish it. Goomba takes down the Big Pig. GG!
Oh, we're about to see what's nice, Armos. So, let's see what the repeat boss is. And GG, Goomba. It's Arcus.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, Goomba finishes second. Oh, go ahead. You do it. I trust you.
Goomba has finished in second place with an official time of 1:50.24, and before him was GFE12 with a 1:34.58. GG's.
That is a massive gap between first and second. GFE with the God route, apparently.
Also, those are all the bosses we encountered this seed. No, he doesn't, I don't think, but, yeah, Hitsuyan's going to the... Oh, no. Oh, no. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a long trek through, the gauntlet just to find out that you can't do it.
Yeah, well, GG, GFE. Really amazing time. Dang. Yeah, unfortunately, GFE, 3 of our runners do not have the Ice Rod. And all 3 are in Ganon's Tower.
I fully expect to see each of them full clear the tower before leaving and looking somewhere else.
Yeah. Thankfully, Trinex can't be on, like, Mulgorm 2. Can you imagine having to climb the whole tower just to find out? You can't do it. Oh gosh, yeah, take a blue potion, please. That's a fair point. Although, hovering with Trinex trying to kill you does not sound like a fun time.
And it looks like we have a Goomba in the voice chat with us. GG's.
Hey, GG.
So, that was a seed.
You could say that.
You made the heads up play though, doing Magic Bat right after getting the Quake Medallion.
Yeah, I mean, I figured, okay, I'm sort of in go mode, but there's one Trinex out there. There are 3 places that Trinex can be, and 2 of those bosses I need to kill.
So at that point there were actually
some extra checks.
2, I believe. Because Mulgorm 2 can't have Trinex, and neither can the Fitting Room.
Yeah, no, so even more likely that you'll have to kill a Trinex.
I've definitely had Trinex in Mire before. I'm pretty sure the only places that can't have Trinex are Skullwoods, Tower of Hera, and Mulgorm 2.
Oh, Mire can have Trinex. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've had Trinex in Mire before.
Yeah, I couldn't recall having seen it myself.
Link to the past. Did you see the title room pattern?
But yeah, the Trinex had to be either Misery Mire, Landmo 2, or Ice Armos, and obviously I needed to kill at least 2 of those. Possibly all 3. So I decided
makes a lot of sense doing that
do
one
extra
check.
To try to find the Ice Rod.
Also, Frostbite is leaving.
Yeah, unfortunately, the other 3 runners on the restream did not do that Magic Bat check and had to find out the hard way that they need the Ice Rod.
Yeah.
Chloe was the only one of those 3 who had the powder. Unfortunately, did not do the Magic Bat check.
Oh my, Frostbite has to be... Frostbite and Hitsuyan haven't even killed Mothula for the green pendant.
Is that where the powder was?
Quote unquote.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, helicopter.
I thought they fixed Helicopter.
Evidently not. Not that I'm complaining. Makes the fight both much more amusing and much easier.
Well, I know. At least one of the two, Frostbite and Hitzian, have saved their mushroom. I forget which one. Okay, apparently it's Hitzian. Frostbite doesn't have it. So he may opt to fake powder before committing to Skullwoods. Frostbite did do the Helmasaur fight, but ended up taking a death and couldn't redo it without any bombs.
Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate.
How do you feel about GFE's finish, though?
I mean...
Because, like, I feel you did really well, but then, like, GFE's like, nah, you didn't.
That was a very, very Godfather.
Right?
Turtle Rock was a complete joke. There was nothing there. I mean, the boots, I guess, but they were completely useless.
Boots are still nice to have.
Yeah.
Not sure they're worth going through Turtle Rock for, but...
I was also pretty late to the hammer mirror combo in Paladin Darkness, like
in the party in Pod.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I can definitely see how JV got that finish time. I'm just surprised someone actually made all the right calls to get that time.
Right. Well, apparently he was the only one because even though he finished so early, you were second, right? So I'd say you did pretty darn well.
Honestly, I wasn't too surprised I got second. I figured a lot of people would get messed up pretty badly by that seed, so I figured I would still get a decent placement. I wasn't actually expecting second, but I was expecting to probably end up in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, that ice rod probably has messed up a bunch of people, though.
Yeah, almost certainly. It almost messed me up. I was about to just go to Meyer, then I was like, you know, maybe I should do these 2 checks real quick. Just in case.
Also, Koi, apparently that was chest number 11 for the big key.
Well, I have to trust you. Math is in the name.
Well, I can't count to 11s, don't ask me.
Well, it said in the credits, so I kind of cheated.
Oh, Hitzian's making the play. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, he skipped the item on Blacksmith.
He doesn't have the powder or the mushroom.
Oh, he doesn't have it? Oh, neither of them have the mushroom. Uh-oh. So Chloe definitely with the advantage here.
Yep.
Yeah, I scummed the mushroom, not necessarily because I wanted to use it to check Magic Bat, but just because I wanted to have the option of fake powdering in dungeons, because Enemizer is scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always say scum the mushroom unless A, it's required item, or B, it's, you know,
So, sometimes I don't do it. Like if I'm turning in the powder while like walking to Catfish or something, like it's unlikely that I haven't picked up something that I wouldn't want to lose.
I always save and quit before turning a mushroom just so that I can hit the reset button if needed.
With the flute in hand, that makes a lot of sense to save turning in the mushroom for a save and quit.
I'm not a very big believer in fake powder, but if it's convenient, I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have seen too many times where it was a very big time save to where I'm just like, nope, I do it every single time.
Alright, looks like Frostbite is headed to Skull Woods. This is the play that he needs to make. Chloe with the powder in hand, though. Only one check to take the lead here.
I was honestly kind of surprised, though. Given GFE's finish time, I expected there wouldn't be a Trinex, but there he was.
Right?
Like, I figured Trinex would just be chilling in the GT basement, completely useless. But
Yeah, right. You see somebody finish with like a 130 time, you're thinking, oh my god, all the progression's just on the way.
Yep. on the bright side, at least I had boots. That made the ending more fun, if nothing else.
Unfortunately, it looked like Chloe's going into Thieves Town instead of checking that magic bat. But after killing Helmasaur here in Skull Woods, how long does it take Frostbite to go turn in the green panda?
I expect if he's
right away,
to
right?
it, he'll probably just do it immediately. That's what I would do at least. Like, if you have a float, it doesn't take very long.
Oh no, Chloe's doing dungeons.
But hey, at least I got my single arrow, right?
Right?
That one made
I
me
think
chuckle.
you were the only one.
Yeah, he was.
Chloe mirrors out of Thieves Town and goes to check Ped.
Also, we've had another finisher, Raylan Tinker, in third place with an official time of 1:55.45. The last person to finish with sub 2 hours.
Frostbite's doing the blind Ped pull. Awesome. Oh, Chloe as well. Oh, Chloe has killed Trinex. Or not Trinex, but you know what I mean. Alright, Frostbite's doing it. He's headed straight to Hospital where he will get his powder. Chloe flutes back to 3 and re-enters the Dark World. Go to Magic Bat. Go to Magic Bat. Oh, back into Thieves Town. You can hear the groan from Frostbite's screen. The powder. Ah! He goes straight towards Magic Bat. This is going to be his go mode Ice Rod.
There's
Go
the ice rod.
mode. Hitzian unfortunately headed back into Eastern. He has killed this boss. I imagine he must have left an item or something. Hitzian, despite being on pretty good equipment at this point, does opt to grab a safety potion before heading up the tower. Some of those gauntlet rooms can be pretty rough. Do not blame him for that. Smart call, IMO.
Although they were pretty non-threatening in this seed.
Yeah.
That's the one upside to Enemizer. The endgame dungeons tend to actually become easier.
Where were the rollers? Turtle Rock.
I'm hop on out of here.
Alrighty, Goomba.
So, thanks for having me. I hope I could entertain you with this disaster.
You absolutely did.
I'm not a terribly big fan of Enemizer, to be honest with you, but I enjoy playing it every once in a while, and I guess today was every once in a while.
I blame the speed gaming volunteers who chose this mode.
At least there was only
one. It
one
wasn't the
Trinex.
volunteers, it was the staff.
I voted for Inverted Key Sanity.
Now see, that's a good vote. That's my kind of vote. You're my man. Inverted Key Sanity.
The staff makes the final call on this stuff, though I'm pretty sure they just go by what the preferred vote is.
I think they actually did choose Inverted Key Sanity for the 9 p.m. race on Friday.
They did.
So stay tuned for that.
I will stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm get on out of here. So thanks for having me. Thanks for commentating, tracking. Thanks to viewers, etc. The usual.
Thanks to you, Goomba.
It was my pleasure. I'll see you all around for more rando.
Yeah.
GG.
That purple chest placement, though.
Right. It's gonna be a little rough to try and pick that up without losing it.
You got it.
Nice.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Chloe
It's
did
too
walk
young.
right by the bat. Yeah, hits in going to left side swamp.
Again, folks, do your overworld checks first if you're looking for stuff.
Unless it's in swamp, and then do swamp first. Rando gonna rando. Oh, it's still not doing left side swamp. There is an item left side swamp. Oh, GFE letting us know that Chloe has not marked powder on their personal tracker. Oh, no, GFE is asking if Chloe didn't mark powder. I have no idea.
Check. Let me spell it correctly. Chloe Power. She does in fact have powder marked on her tracker.
Hitsian is standing still. He may be confused. Or maybe he's just tired of the seat. Unfortunately, Hitsian does end up forfeiting. Wherever the ice rod is, he's not interested in finding out. And unfortunately, Chloe's headed back into mire. At this point, you got to think that she just it slipped her mind, that magic bat.
This is... yeah. I mean, she does have to kill kill the Mire boss anyway, so...
Well, she already has.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, it was a crystal.
Oh, right. Right.
I don't know if Hitsin will want to do an interview. I wouldn't blame him if he opts to not do the interview. This is pretty distressing.
Forfeit. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he forfeited. This is a pretty distressing seed. Sometimes it's better to just put it behind you, move on to the next one.
Yeah. He says he's too tired.
Alright, well, GG's to Hitzian, all the same. Rando gonna rando. Just one little check would have been the difference between a top 5 finish and forfeiting.
I mean, he had to kill Mothula and then go do Saha and then go do that.
Yeah, or just save his mushroom.
Yeah, or that.
You gotta think though, like when you're running the seed and you see GFE finish at like 130 something, and you haven't found your ice rod yet at that point, that it's probably not going to be required.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just unfortunate the way it worked out. Chloe finally making her way to the magic bat. We get our ice rod, and that is go mode for Chloe Prower.
Yep. Meanwhile, Frostbite on the Agatu fight.
Just desserts metagamers. On the big picture, though, like this is still a pretty close race for all of the remaining runners. At 2 hours 14 minutes, we still only have 5 finishers of the 19 entrants.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I know I wouldn't have done this well, but then again, I refuse to play Enemizer.
I mean, with only 3 out of 20 people going to get a sub 2, like that just really goes to show like how horrible the item placements in this seed were.
I mean, all things considered, this is a lot nicer than the Enemizers I'm used to seeing.
Chain jumps,
like,
chain jumps everywhere.
You don't want to know the kind of horrors I've seen.
Frostbite's blue potion coming in real handy here on Ganon.
Keep in mind, I led a Plando community for 8 months, so yeah.
Fun.
You see enough Plando flavored Enemizers, you just, yeah, no, never again. GG's. Yeah,
you
no,
okay?
I didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't even make this seed.
GG's to Frostbite.
Finishing in 6th place with a 2:15.59. Before him was Edgeworth in 5th place with a 2:12.48.
Chloe making their way through this gauntlet. Trinex doesn't even know what's coming. Quiet, GFE. No one wants to hear it. It's a horrible scene. It was horrible.
It wasn't that bad.
Welcome Frostbite to the voice chat. GG.
Yeah, honestly, like, dying to that Helmasaur and Skullwoods, I didn't even really die to the Helmasaur and Skullwoods. I died to the enemies before dropping in because I'm an absolute idiot, apparently. That, like, legitimately might have cost me 35 or 40 minutes in this.
Yeah.
Because I got the hammer, I had to get the hammer first, right? Like, even after all that mess, like, I mean, if not, it's because I died so many times.
So, next time, just save Scum the Mushroom.
I'm never gonna do it. I'm an anti-fake powderer, so honestly, in a seed where fake powder is the play, which, I mean, let's be honest, this is a dumb mode. We should be playing Chaos Bosses with Enemizer because this ruins it when I knew I had to go find the Ice Rod before climbing GT. Like, it's so stupid. So, like, I'm not gonna adjust the way I play because of a dumb.
Well, it was possible that Trinex would just be in, like, Ice Armos' room. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
I looked at Ice Armos, so I knew he couldn't be there. I knew before I made the climb that Trinex was going to be at Lambo 2
Right.
and Coldster was going to be at Moldorm 2 because I looked at every other boss.
Wow, that's why you did that. That was smart.
Yeah, I knew I was. That's why I went into Thieves Town. I didn't want to go into Thieves Town, but I was looking for the Trinex because I didn't have the Ice Rod, and I knew if I just beeline GT, it was going to be at Landmo 2 because it always is at Landmo 2 and Enemizer, especially this full shuffle where you're guaranteed to get one. I mean, if this is Chaos, I just go mode Meyer and go to GT and it's Moldorm and whatever, and it's not an issue. But because I knew, I don't exactly remember what the bosses were, but there were 2 Argai, there were 2 Vitreouses, and then I knew I hadn't seen Cold Stare, and I knew I hadn't seen Trinex, and I know that Trinex can't be at Moldorm 2, so I knew exactly where those bosses were, and that's why I kept clearing GT after I found the big key, and that's why I kept going everywhere except the GT climb, because all the chests at the top of GT are behind where that Trinex was.
Yeah. Also, I sent you the list of what the bosses were.
Sweet, I saw that. Moldorm, it's such a tough boss or whatever, right? What was the other double? Whatever.
Landmo. It was Landmo.
That's right. But no, it was honestly like... Yeah, yeah, it's just, it was totally... I made the right plays in this seed, except I couldn't get it done. That's the problem. And then I'm the type of person that when I like die doing something and I have other choices, unless it's like that, when I made the pod play, I already felt bad, so that's why I was going to pod, because I figured everyone else was going to go down into Thieves Town and down around the other way. But because I'd gotten up and got the flippers, basically the only thing the flippers opened were pod, and then the chests I died trying to fake flipper to. So like when I died in Skull Woods, I kind of knew that was going to be the last thing I did, except when I go-moded Meyer, then that sort of became the new last thing I was going to do. And then I realized like an hour and a half in that I hadn't rescued the old man, and then that became the new very last thing I was going to do. So you know a seed's never good when you're like, okay, this is the last thing I'm going to do list becomes like 5 different things.
Right.
But like it's just the way it worked out. I think I took 4 hearts damage to the Hinox in the room before the Mothula drop, and then I took another heart off of the Gibdo. So I took 5 hearts damage in the last 2 rooms, and I dropped in with 2 hearts. And I took a damage heart quickly, and I decided I'm not going to waste my resources. I'm just going to kill myself and move on and hope that this isn't the thing. And whenever you do that, it's the thing.
Yep. Also, just so you know, Hinoxes do get killed to 1 bomb.
Yeah, I know. I find, like, it depends. I didn't even want to hit that one in Skullwoods. I was planning on just sneaking around him. But in general, menuing, I'm terrible at menuing. So, like, it's not going to save me time for the most part to menu to kill a specific enemy. Unless we're talking, like, Ether or something like that, where it's taking a bunch of them and freezing them and making it easier.
Fair.
I mean, when we look at this from an outside perspective, like if I just told somebody about the seed, oh yeah, it was a required ice rod for Trinex and Lammo 2, which was on Magic Bat behind the powder off Green Pendant Helma in Mothula's room. That's wow, right?
Yeah, I would. The seed gave you the fire rod very early and the bow very early. Which I don't even know if the bow blocked anything, but it drew me to. So that's why, like, I figured there was something in Skullwoods because unlike you can't really read into what boss is going to be in a dungeon based on the items you get in Enemizer. So basically, that fire rod, I didn't really have the ability to get. I mean, I could have got into Ice Palace, but I didn't have the hammer yet, so I didn't really want to do that. So the only thing that the fire rod did, which is basically the only item I found in the light world other than the mitts, was Skullwoods. So I made the play, I just didn't execute it.
Yeah, sometimes it works out like that. Like you would have finished like so much faster without that unfortunate.
Oh, for sure. I mean. It's absolutely. I mean, I would have been drawn to the village to turn it in quickly. I would have gotten the ice rod, which meant I probably never would have stepped foot in the back of Thieves Town because I wouldn't have been concerned about which bosses I was looking at that point. And I mean, I wouldn't have done all the things I did. I wouldn't have checked the Waterfall Ferry. I wouldn't have checked the Fat Ferry. I wouldn't have pulled the head. You know. I probably don't even go into Turtle Rock. But yeah, it was what it was. It was a fairly. I didn't find the combat too difficult in this seed. The boots were really buried. Obviously, that's not fun. And I didn't. I only found an invincibility item after I was in go mode. But the hook shot was early, and the bow was early. So we had lots of defensive weapons. The silver arrows were early, so it was a pretty good seed. But yeah, the items sucked. But I mean, I think I did the right thing. I just like I said, I died too many times. I honestly, if I hadn't been on Restream, when I died to that Wizrobe after I'd gone to the pod area the first time, I would forfeit it. 100% would have forfeited because I was incredibly frustrated. I just died in the back of Skullwoods, and then I just died there, and like I sat for 30 seconds. It's like I can't forfeit. I'm on the restream. It sucks when people do that. At least this early in the race, because it was only about like maybe an hour in at that point. So I decided to keep going.
GG's to Chloe.
GG.
Hi, GG's. Yeah. So I did Green Pendant extremely early. Got the powder extremely early. And when I got Quake, I didn't finish the Smith chain.
I'm curious why you didn't do the Magic Bat while you were like after GT when you were doing like Purple Chest. Did you just slip your mind?
Completely forgot about it at that point. I was like, I remembered after doing Meyer, I'm like, what do I have left? And I honestly have nothing else. My list is empty. If it wasn't there, it was nowhere.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
I had really was hoping it was something I forgot rather than something like that, though. That was upsetting. Probably could have shaved
still
like
top 10.
I could have shaved like 20 minutes off my time.
Yeah, I mean, still top 10 though. That's not too bad.
I mean, the game, it wasn't too bad. I was happy about finding a lot of really fun stuff early. We got mail right off the bat, and there's a couple evil rooms. I died in that room before Cold Stare too, or not Cold Stare, but in Ice Palace. That was a bad death too.
Yeah, it's a rough place to die for sure.
It was just I was just getting bonked around, and I couldn't I fired my fire rod shot and twice, and it would not hit the ice Stelphos or whatever.
The Freezor.
Yeah, the Freezor, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, Freezors are like a really awkward enemy for most people to fight because a typical run, right? Like the only ones we fight are the ones that we kill as soon as they spawn. So a lot of people aren't used to their movement patterns.
Yeah. And then I did something weird in Ganon's Tower the first time I was in it, where I changed the sprite of the shadow and drop items for some reason.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time in Enemizer.
I wasn't quite sure what happened there. It was funny though.
Walking on arrows.
What causes it, but it happens a lot. It's nothing to be concerned with. It's just a visual glitch, as far as I'm aware.
It makes that second torch room really hard, I find, because it always seems to happen in the gauntlet at some point, and you have it for that torch room, and it's hard to line up your feet. I find I've fallen off there a number.
So did everyone pull Ped, or was it just me? It looks like everyone did.
I think it was just...
No, Frostbite and Gilba both pulled Ped.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Skullwood so early, and the fact that I never went back to Magic Pat just makes me upset. But that's fine. It happens.
Yeah, I died.
Single arrow off Ped, though.
Single arrow on Ped. The legendary arrow.
That has to be somewhat tilting.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have been happy if it was there.
I would have been happy if it was there too. It would have been really nice.
It was the only spot in the game that wasn't horrible for me, but I knew GFE had been done for half an hour by then, so I knew it wasn't there, but I was going to pull it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it wasn't behind Boots, and I knew it wasn't on Ped at that point when GFE finished. But I checked them anyways.
Same.
I mean, this is why I keep SRL closed until I know I'm in go mode.
Yeah, if I don't tend to metagame, but I could have saved myself 20 minutes if I metagaming here easily, because almost for the last 35 or 40 minutes, everything I was checking was stuff I knew couldn't be the answer. Because I knew it had to be earlier, because there's no way it was in GT, there's no way it was in somewhere where he would have had to have run into it because he didn't full clear the game like I did.
I think the best thing he probably could have done is he cleared Skullwoods early, but skipped all of the Smith route and just flippered right over to Pod.
No, that's what I did. I died to the Skullwoods, though, unfortunately.
That was a fun fight. 5 hearts, just bombs for Helmasaur.
I had 1.5 because I took a whole bunch of damage on my way, and I'm like an absolute moron. I was really frustrated at that point.
I think it's important though that you shouldn't feel too bad about a seed like this, right? Because it's Enemizer. It's not like a real game mode.
I like Enemizer though. I don't mind Enemizer at all. I don't like this version of Enemizer. I like Chaos bosses because I don't like. I would rather run into Trinex on Lambo 2 not knowing he's there than know he's there and have to look for the ice run everywhere.
I mean, my old channel kind of ruined Enemizer for me, honestly.
I mean, I had fun. It's just...
Yeah, for sure.
It was just frustrating at the end, and I mean massive last location, so whatever. Because I went back into Mire first, Yeah. The only thing I didn't grab from a dungeon was that sword.
Yeah, I avoided Meyer, and I avoided the old man, and then the basement of Harrow.
I did the basement of Harrow too. That was $5, I think, or Piece of Heart. I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't have any way to spike cave at that point, so I figured there's got to be some way in there. It's around here. I'll do that when I eventually come back to do this if I have to do that. But yeah, this was it was interesting. The other thing is I didn't get the lamp early either, so I did so many dark rooms that cost me a bunch of time. Enemizer dark rooms are always the.
Did South Row through Village of Outcasts, Hyper Cave. But yeah, that's what I mean. You went, I think GFE, like I said, you just skipped. Like, I grabbed the Smith before.
Oh, I'm sure he's
wandering down
fake
the Hyper
powder.
Cave.
This was a fake powder seed, right? Like, anyone who fake powder, it's really easy.
I think he said he had the real powder to do it at the time. I think what he said was he did save Scum the Mushroom, but ended up having the powder before doing Magic Bat.
I was thinking about that too. I didn't save the shroom though. Just like, whatever. If it's on Magic Bat, I'll find the powder soon.
Always save Scum. Always save Scum.
Well, at the end of the day, we can definitely say this was a seed. It absolutely was.
I'm going to counter that by saying never save Scum. It almost never comes into play, and in the one seed it does, sure, I'm going to lose by 45 minutes because I didn't do it. But I'm going to save 2 or 3 minutes in every other seed where it doesn't come into fruition.
Not really, because it doesn't lose you hardly any time to just press the reset button.
I mean, we had the flute, so yeah, it probably would have been faster to save Scum.
Maybe it would have been, but it puts it. You check it, you go out of your way to check it. Is my point. And sure, it's only like a 30-second or 40-second check if you're doing it with other things, right? I'll never save Scum the Mushroom. I actually believe that save scumming shouldn't even be allowed on the rules of ALTTP. I don't really care that it is, but I don't like it and I won't do it. That's basically what it comes down to in any circumstance.
I'll save Scum when I'm playing timed one-hit KO. That's when it's really important.
Oh, that's what I think you absolutely shouldn't live with your choices, man. You can't save Scum away your time. You gotta eat it. You check tactics.
Never.
No, but I just think you should. I think you should. When you make a choice, that should be your choice, and I don't think you should be able to fall back on it.
All right, guys. I think we're about ready to end the restream. Do you have any final thoughts on the seed, or maybe want to thank your friendly commentators and trackers? Maybe?
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Koi, Math Girl, thanks for calling it, and GG Chloe, GG Goomba, and GG GFE for winning this, and thanks for the tracking and everything.
Ninja Tuna and Jin are trackers, I believe, today.
And much love to you guys as well. We have the easy job, I think. We just get to watch you guys go through all these spike rollers, and I guess we never saw a chain chomp. I was going to say chain chomp, but I don't remember ever seeing a chain chomp. But you guys definitely have the harder job here. Thank you so much for being on the restream for us, giving us some entertainment for a couple hours. It's much appreciated. Make sure to go to their channels, you guys, in the chat. Follow these runners. They did such an amazing job for us.
There was one chain chomp in the first large room in Turtle Rock. That's the only one I found.
And I think that's going to be it for us. Mathro, do you agree?
Yep. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll leave you to sign things off.
Make sure you guys stay tuned to the Speed Gaming channels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think there's 6 for more speedrunning fun. I don't know what's coming up next, but stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, night, or morning wherever you are.